Welcome in, Tara here, and today I'm doing a casual let's play of Doom 64's Lost Levels. The Lost Levels is an official 6, I guess technically 7 map expansion added as part of the 2020 re-release of Doom 64 and designed by Nightdive employee and longtime community member Kaiser, who was also one of the main creative forces behind Doom 64 Absolution. For whatever reason, I've just been itching to replay these levels. I think I've only played through them once, back in 2020 when they came out, but if memory serves, they're really excellently designed, and canonically, they connect the classic and modern Doom games, which is pretty cool. In short, the plot is that after the Doom Marine defeats the Mother Demon at the end of Doom 64's base campaign, the Mother Demon's quote-unquote sister, called the Resurrector, kicks the Marine out of hell and back to space base. And of course, we can't stand for that. We're not going to let this wannabe undo all of our hard work. So we're going to do what only the Marine would do. And that is fight and rip and tear our way back to hell, where we will stay until the events of Doom 2016. So you can access the Lost Levels by completing Doom 64's base campaign, or by only completing the sadistic secret level Hectic, and it is very sadistic. Or you can just use passwords. And I think we're going to play on the I Own Doom difficulty, which is my preferred difficulty for casual play. It's a little spicy, but not overly spicy. And given that I haven't touched this game in about 6 months, I don't know, Watch Me Die might not be the best option for a warm-up. And here we are, waking up in Plant Ops, terrific space base that kicks off the Lost Levels. Because I don't know these maps super well, I don't know how much I'm going to be focused on wall humping and secret hunting. I think in... Oh, we have a little infighting happening here already. Through that window, across that corridor. Yeah, let's see if I can snipe these guys. I remember a lot of line of sight hazards in this map for sure, which is clever. But yeah, in true Doom Marine fashion, I think my main goal is just going to be to achieve a 100% kill rate on each level. And not dying. Not dying would be ideal. Boy, we got some snipers, those hit scanners across that gate. Although we are going to grab this secret, which I remember right over here. And I recall some pretty sadistic traps in these levels too, so we'll see how things go. Come on out. There you are. Yeah, boy, those guys are true hit scanners. Jeez. Okay. And we gotta switch here. Yeah, maybe a rocket over here? Yep. I remember some details about this. I definitely remember this map the best, maybe because it's the first map. It made that first impression. This little hallway is clever. That acid isn't enough to be annoying. It's just enough to keep you on your toes, to keep you moving, keep you a little anxious. As you should be in a good Doom map. You should be anxious. There should be tension. Yeah, see, despite being a really confined space base, there's already a lot of line of sight situations where you're firing across wide spaces. And we got a berserk right here. We're going to use it. You know, big mob spawns like this. It's definitely a hallmark of classic Doom. It can get a little annoying sometimes. But like I was saying, a good Doom map's going to keep you on your toes. You never know what could happen next. Yeah, oh boy. See, same deal again. Line of sight. long, wide spaces despite feeling kind of contained and claustrophobic and being indoors. So that's good design. I want to say there's a Hell Knight on the other side of this door. Oh no, there's a Nightmare Imp. Wasn't expecting to be blasted in the face that quickly. Here's our Hell Knight. Which Hell Knights, you know, they're larger, visually they're more intimidating, and their projectiles will do more damage than that of an imp, but in a way, because the projectiles are slower, I don't know, I find a couple Nightmare Imps to honestly be a little bit more challenging than a single Hell Knight. Hey, you see, here we go again. We're in like this kind of sniping situation, which is unique for an interior map, which I appreciate that. You'll notice we're playing HUDless too. I always prefer to play classic Doom HUDless. Your HUD really does not give you much information in these games, and I think especially Doom 64, it just has that, you know, more so than Doom 1 and 2, it has that slight kind of horror survival flavor to it that's a little unique, and I think is really conducive to playing HUDless. I mean, if you know, you know, but if you don't, I mean, just listen to the soundscape here in the background, and you know, Aubrey Hodges. Composer Aubrey Hodges set a really high bar, a really unique bar, with the music in Doom 64. And before Doom 64, he did it in the PlayStation ports of Doom 1 and 2. Yep, see, pick up that red key, and we get 2 cacos spawning. Oh, I ate that one. Love having the double barrel now. Nice. And the pinky gets crushed in the closing door. See, putting that Hell Knight on the other side of this door, which automatically retracts, is actually pretty merciful. Yeah, I dig this map. This is really well designed. It's fun to play through. Most of the maps in the Lost Levels don't overstay their welcome either. I'm a big fan of, I don't want to say short maps, but shorter maps. Oh, whoa, we have another Hell Knight. I was not expecting that. Well, he's just walking around the room. He didn't even appear to aggro it onto me. Yeah, see, yet again, we have enemies far across the level despite the confined space we're in. It's really interesting. You can take that for granted when you're playing through a level like this, but that takes a lot of thought and a lot of work if you're building a map. I appreciate it. And we have a bunch of zombie men here in this rotunda, and yep, there's the Caco spawn outside. There's a heavy use of Nightmare Imps, I remember, in the Lost Levels versus just their standard imps like you see right there. It makes sense. Like, Nightmare Imps, they're harder to see because they're translucent, and their purple projectiles are quite a bit faster than that of the standard imps. So I think at this point, right, Lost Levels, this is sort of post-game bonus content, however you want to think about it. It has the challenge. Yeah. See, trap after trap, everything you touch triggers something somewhere else. At least it feels that way at times. I'm glad I cleared out this room first, because that encounter wasn't too tough. Oh right, we have the blue key. See, but like good design through those bars down below is that acid hallway we've already passed through, and that other room with the zombie men we were in previously. So I like that too, when a level kind of turns in on itself and you get a good sense of like the lay of the land, I guess. It's just kind of satisfying as a player. You'll notice me toggling auto run on and off quite a bit. movement is a little unique in Doom 64 compared to Doom 1 and 2, and there's just definitely situations where I think you can get moving too fast. You can, like, movement can be kind of unwieldy. You can be out of control and like imprecise in your actions as a result. And then there's other times where you really want that speed. So I like having that just sort of key bound, that input bound to a convenient button or key. And you can just toggle it as you need to. I'm going to be pretty meticulous about picking up as many items as I can too. I think I don't know, I just definitely don't want to run out of resources in these levels. So yeah, probably more going to be trying to pick up as many items and register as many kills as I can. I feel like I just don't know these levels quite well enough to genuinely secret hunt. Oh yeah, this room's tough. I don't know if I can hit those, because again, we have nightmare imps up high in those cages. I don't know if I can, might just be burning ammo. Probably just have to go for it. Because I think we have a Baron of Hell. Up here, some Cacos spawn. Yeah. Oh boy. This is spicy. I actually really like the design here too. I like how we're given the like poison and vulnerability power up, so the acid isn't hurting us, but just the fact that we're standing on acid while we're fighting enemies and we know that there's a time limit on our power up, that it will expire, it just creates that tension that you want in a Doom level. Yeah, like it's not just smart pathway design. That's maybe the most important part, but it's enemy placement. It's how you use power-ups. It's line of sight, incorporating line of sight into your level. And it's all the little things. Oh boy, I ate that one. I think I've said this before, but the 64 Caco design is my favorite Caco demon design ever in any Doom game. I just love it. They're so monstrous, yet they're still pretty funny. They still kind of look like they have an evil grin as they're floating towards you, and I just love the chains and shackles on the arms, like the broken shackles. It's, yeah. Oh boy. The most dangerous enemies in Doom 64, in my opinion. Maybe in any Doom game, but Lost Souls, my god. You have to manage Lost Souls. The Pain Elemental design too. Oh, I think I might have eaten a little bit of splash damage there. That might have been too close. But yeah, the Pain Elemental design, a lot's been said about the Pain Elementals in Doom 64. Again, really sadistic designs. 2 mouths for hands. This kind of crazy black hair. They're just so, they look wrong. They look like something from a nightmare, something that shouldn't exist. And I think there's a lot of tones like that. You pick up that flavor a lot throughout Doom 64, and that's why I love it so much. That's why it's my favorite classic Doom game. Doom 64's praises have been, sung quite a bit in recent years. I think this re-release had a lot to do with this game finally getting its flowers, but it's still a little bit of a polarizing game. There's still people who don't love it compared to the other two. Oh, here's our exit. I want to try to polish off these enemies, though, before I go through it. Yeah, see, but I don't know, what was this? Like 10 minutes, 11 minutes? Like this, this is a good map right here. It's a nice length, but it's intense. It's intense all the way through. I don't know exactly who's hitting me here. Oh, right there. And right there. Sometimes you just have to wait for those purple fireballs to come at you and watch and see where they came from. Because those nightmare imps, those can be so tough. They can be so tough to spot. I'm sure that's why Kaiser used them pretty liberally in these levels. All right, cool. Plant ops down. Yeah, that's a good one. I really like that map. Oh, 100% kill count. Beautiful. Okay, 82% on the items. Only 20% on the secrets. Yeah, 13 minutes. Entering Evil Sacrifice. Oh, yeah. This one. I love that start. I always love when a Doom level has you start out next to a few idling enemies. Just something to get the ball rolling. It's like, really feels like you're in control of what happens. You jumpstart everything. This level definitely reminds me of Spawned Fear in the base game. Just aesthetically, the textures, the colors. In other levels like it too, but yeah, it feels like a little bit of a throwback to Spawned Fear. That Hell Knight audio cue is always so funny to me. Again, good design though. Classic Doom. Enemies always introduce themselves with some kind of audio cue. There we go. Oh boy. That's a good trap. It's lowering me down into a pit of imps. Yeah, this is cool. I like the bookshelves. Oh man, 2 Hell Knights. I'm already getting kind of low on ammo, which is a little concerning. A lot of ammo sponges around here. I will say it's interesting in the modern Doom games how killing enemies replenishes your ammo. Like you're encouraged to be aggressive because that's how you replenish your supplies. It's definitely a clever idea. But I think there's something to be said for ammo just being scattered around a level too. Because it can be, you know, like a big box of ammo can be an amazing reward for exploration or for just clearing out a room of enemies or something. So I don't know. I can get behind both approaches, but I think I prefer ammo just being scattered around the level versus having to kill to replenish supplies. I mean, again, it's a cool idea, but noticing a lot of that too. Not just a use of nightmare imps, but nightmare imps within these cages, and the bars obscure the imps even further, so. Yeah, I thought there was an invisible line there. Gotta be really careful using the rocket launcher with those lost souls coming at you. Quick way to kill yourself. Got an Arachnotron in the distance. Some Spectres, which are just invisible pinkies. This Baron of Hell is just a sponge. Damn, yeah, I'm low on supplies, which is not ideal. Getting energy cells, which makes me think the plasma rifle is in this level, is a pickup, possibly. I'm gonna hurry and hit this switch. Get cover from that Arachnotron. Arachnotrons actually aren't that tough to take down. Like, I don't find their health pool to be the problem. It's just how powerful their attacks are. And there's our plasma gun. I don't think the plasma gun packs quite the punch in Doom 64 that it does in the previous games, but I love the design. I love the sound effects. It's still a weapon that whose ammo I can serve for when I really need it. You know something's gonna happen. Probably not a bad time to do a quick save. Just in case things don't go my way in this next section. Hell Knight in a tight hallway. This is a cool room. It's like a little library. Yeah, really nice, like, environmental design, in my opinion. To me, the Hell Knights, it's less about them potentially killing you or being tough. Like, they're intimidating as far as the enemy sprites go. They're one of the more intimidating enemy sprites. But I think when you're actually trying to kill every enemy in a level, Hell Knights are just ammo sponges. Like, they just deplete your resources. So I guess in my mind, they're almost more of a threat to me. Like their threat is sort of a long game. You know, by spending too much ammo on a Hell Knight in this room, I could be missing some ammo I might need later in another room, if that makes sense. Here's our Pain Elemental. I was able to take care of him pretty quickly. Yeah, the Pain Elementals are just, God, priority number one on the Doom chessboard. I think in Doom 64, I mean, I might even prioritize, oh, look at that. Dead enemy kind of clipping through the wall there or something. But I might even prioritize killing a Pain Elemental over, like, a Cyber Demon. And I think we're actually going to have to deal with that in the final level of this map pack. I guess to me, a Pain Elemental is like, you can deal with it now or you can deal with it later. And every second you delay, it's just going to be launching more lost souls at you, cluttering up the chessboard. They do go down fairly quickly. They're great for, like, the chain gun. Again, rocket launcher can be a little risky because if they launch a lost soul at you and it comes flying in and you fire a rocket and it gets too close, I mean, you can kill yourself with that splash damage. You see, there's a weapon up there. I don't know exactly how to lower that pillar. Maybe I'll figure it out. Kind of looks like a BFG up there, honestly. I love the way the cacos just collapse into a pool of guts. I can hear the Arachnotrons. Yep. You often hear Doom demons before you see them. Yeah, that hallway's made for the rocket launcher. 2-3 rockets will take care of an Arachnotron fairly quickly. Just kind of checking things out before I grab this key, because again, yep, see, you grab the blue key, it spawns another arachnotron. Concerned there's pinkies behind me now too. There are. Yep, there are. This would be a nice moment for the chainsaw, but I don't know that I've had an opportunity to pick one up yet. Oh, I'm eating a lot of damage here. Yeah, I got cacos, I got arachnotrons. This is getting pretty spicy. This is a nice moment for the plasma gun. Oh, but that arachnotron. Trying to use that pillar for cover. Get out the rocket launcher. Oh, I actually don't know. Do I have more rockets? I do. I do. One more should do it. Nice. I mean, ammo and health is, those things are being thrown at me pretty generously here. Oh, I know this is going to spawn some crap. All right, here we go. Yeah, let's get rid of him. Oh boy, the floor gives out. Arachnotrons, lost souls. Yikes. Oh, this is a cluster. All Doom games try to keep you moving, with the enemies and the pace of combat. These definitely aren't cover shooters. Yeah, you don't really want to stand still, but you gotta move in the right direction. You can't just move for the sake of moving. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here. I'm so curious about that item up on that pillar too. I'm just not exactly sure. I mean, it could just be, could just require 10 minutes of wall humping to figure out the spot. I don't know. I'm not going to fuss with it too much. I do want to grab all the ammo I can. Yeah, see, those shotguns kind of are camouflaged by the floor textures. I don't want to miss those. Yeah, I don't know how to lower that pillar. If lowering it is how you get the item, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on it. That's kind of how I approach classic Doom. I like learning levels, learning enemy placements, trying to, clear out levels, grab all the items, and then, I'll go back through a second or third time and try to find all those secrets. I mean, you can, in this day and age, you can just Google, you can just YouTube the locations of all secrets in a Doom map, but yeah, that kind of takes the fun out of it. It's a little nervous this room might be repopulated. I guess not. Okay, here we go. This might actually be the ending. I think when there's backtracking in a Doom map, if you've repopulated one or two areas, that's really all you need to do. You don't need to repopulate every area. That can become kind of annoying. All you need to do is make the player just a little nervous that every time they revisit a space, it could have new enemies. Just that fear kind of keeps you on your toes. Yep, more imps behind cages. Oh boy. Ugh. So, I mean, I think that was too direct. Double barrel shotgun. Blast took out that pain elemental, thank God, because this is not the kind of room you want to deal with the pain elemental in. You know, one criticism of the base game of Doom 64, and that extends to community content too, is because of the N64 cartridge limitations, the game did not feature. What does this do? Oh, and we got a bunch of specters down. But that only stays open for a second, so a little bit of a leap of faith dropping down there. Alright. Oh. Guess I didn't go all the way down in. You really have to commit. There we go. Let's just berserk our way through. But yeah, so the base game of Doom 64, because of the limitations of the N64 platform, didn't originally feature Revenants and Archviles. So I think for that reason, Hell Knight's maybe a little overused. Nice, 100% kill. 100% items. Oof, 0% secrets. 17 minutes. Entering Cold Grounds. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, like the last level, at least in my mind, feels like a bit of a throwback to Spawn Fear. This definitely feels like a throwback, aesthetically, to Eye of the Storm, which I think is one of the more memorable levels in the base game. Kind of like a flooded citadel. I mean, Revenants and Archviles are really memorable Doom enemies. So, they're missed, I suppose, in Doom 64. And again, I think because we don't have them, there's maybe too heavy of a reliance on the Hell Knights, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. And I suppose as far as the sort of demon lineup goes, if you're gonna cut to, I would rather have a pain elemental than Revenants. I would rather have Arachnotrons than Archviles, probably. Archviles are pretty great, though. Archviles are great. I miss them a little more than Revenants in Doom 64. I suspect, though, that's why the Hell Knights and the Barons of Hell are so similar. Like, the Barons of Hell are basically just a reskin of the Hell Knights, right? Instead of green, they're red. They're a little stronger. I love the infighting. Love seeing a Pinky and an Imp going at it. I think the zombie men and the shotgun guys... Oh, nice. Amplification goggles. Those are actually pretty useful here because this is a dark level. And I honestly don't even, play Doom 64 as dark as some people do. I mean, the original game on N64, it was dark. It was a very dimly lit game. And that is cool. That adds a lot to the atmosphere, but I don't know, I kind of like this middle ground where, it's a little darker than Doom 1 and 2, but it's not so dark that I'm straining my eyes and giving myself a headache playing it. But yeah, I was just saying, I think the zombie men and the shotgun guys, they're basically just reskins of one another as well. And it just all goes back to trying to conserve space on that N64 cartridge. And I think for that reason, that's why like I don't see it as that big of a deal, because it wasn't like Midway just intentionally omitted fan favorite demons or something. I mean, they were just limited by the hardware and software they were working with at the time. So yeah, I don't hold that against them, and I don't really see that as like a valid knock on the game. Boy, this this level is jam-packed of enemies. I can't believe how many enemies there are here. I love the candles too, the flickering candles. Such a simple detail, but it's effective. It's effective in building mood. And I think if you've if you played Doom 2016, you can appreciate, especially think of levels like Necropolis in Doom 2016. Oh, Jesus. Okay, gotta move. You can really feel the Doom 64 influence. Yeah, see, my goggles just wore off, and it is so much darker. God, yeah, see, the paint elementals are just, priority number one. But yeah, you can really see how Doom 64 influenced, aesthetically, especially like the hell levels in Doom 2016. Maybe a little less so in Doom Eternal. I know, id's. Oh boy, yeah, I'm just getting hit by. Okay, I didn't even see that imp up there. Just being hit from all directions here. I know id's creative director Hugo Martin has certainly expressed his love of Doom 64, and I think he's even said Doom 64 was his first Doom game, because he was a console gamer. He wasn't a PC gamer. It was the same deal with me. I mean, I had a. Oh boy, I'm taking some damage here. Okay, this guy's been hitting me the whole time. Jesus. Leave it to the one zombie. Yeah, I mean, growing up, we had a somewhat decent PC. Decent enough that I was playing like Myst and the old Warcraft games and stuff on it. It probably could have run Doom okay. But I grew up with an N64. That was, I mean, I first grew up with an NES, but then, the N64 was, I mean, the NES was my parents'. It was the first console I ever played, but the N64 was mine. That was a gift to me. And yeah, so Doom 64 just naturally was my gateway into this franchise. It was, oh my God, blasted in the face as soon as I go up the elevator. So yeah, this game was my introduction to Doom. So I don't doubt there's nostalgic bias there. Nostalgia is very powerful, as is recency bias. I think both are maybe equally powerful, and both influence the way we think about anything, not just video games, anything in life. So I don't doubt that, because this was my starting point for Doom, that yeah, there's nostalgic pull. That I don't quite have with Doom 1 and 2. I mean, I love Doom 1 and 2, but I just don't. I played them later. So I just don't have that same attachment, those same memories. But I don't know, like, even trying to be objective, I think especially given some of the limitations Midway was facing with this game, just the levels, the aesthetics, the soundtrack, weapon designs, demon designs. I don't know. This game just kind of does it for me. This is my favorite Doom game. This is my favorite interpretation of Doom. It's actually really nice having invulnerability on a level like this. Being able to just stand here and tank Arachnotron attacks. And if you haven't watched it, I have, I think it's like a 30 minute video on the channel. I think it's an old video. It's one of the earlier videos I did. I think I did it in 2021. But just a retrospective about Doom 64 and my experiences with the game and how I learned about it. And, so yeah, feel free to go check that out. I will put a link in the description of this Let's Play for that video. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's a bit of an old video, but I think a lot of the feelings that I express about this game in that video are still, very true and still reflects how I feel today. If I were, I'm trying to think about it. If I were ranking the classic id Soft games, I'd probably go Quake 1, Doom 64, Doom 1, Doom 2, Quake 2. That's probably how, just personally for me, that's probably how I would rank them. I feel strongly that Doom 1 has better level design. Like, Romero really made Doom 1 great with the level design. But then Doom 2 is interesting because it has the super shotgun and more enemy variety. Yet, I don't think the level design is as memorable and as enjoyable. Just my opinion, but I don't think that's an uncommon opinion. But for those reasons, I think it's interesting because it's like you still gotta play both. Both have their upsides, and it is interesting. Like some of the, Doom 2 is this hell on earth concept, and some of the like urban levels in Doom 2, these big open spaces, and you're going into different buildings, and it is pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's very, very different than anything we get in Doom 1. All right, I feel like this is going to trigger some kind of bad business. Well, and then I have these Hell Knights up here. I want to make sure I grab as much ammo as I can. I'm going to need it. As always, just want to make sure I'm not missing anything important. This level seems like very open and symmetrical, but I don't know, there's some kind of hidden nooks and crannies. Lots of ammo tucked behind geometry and things like that. Well, I can just hear, too, that there's some demons still roaming around. Okay, here we go. Two of them. Love the skybox in this level. The thunder. The lightning. Color variety is a pretty common thing that you'll hear fans of Doom 64 cite, like one of the main reasons why they love the game. And it does have a great color palette. There's just some lighting tricks, and there's just some stuff going on in this like customized version of id Tech 1 that Midway was using that just wasn't. There's just some flourishes that weren't possible in Doom 1 and 2. There's a lot of vibrant colors in Doom 1 and 2, but there's just, I don't know, purples, greens, yellows, oranges. I mean, the color palette is so wide in Doom 64, despite having this reputation as being this kind of dimly lit, sort of spooky FPS game. Has a really wide, it's a really, really wide kind of rainbow color palette. Yeah, I don't have the red key though, that's right. Every once in a while I can forget when I'm playing HUDless which keys I've picked up and which I haven't. Oh, there it is. And here's our spawns, of course. I love that little cave room though with the candles, that's really cool. Man, we got cacos, we got arachnotrons. Gotta keep moving here. This is a nice time for the chain gun. And I'm out of ammo. Really try to conserve the rocket launcher ammo because, man, when you need it, you need it. You want to feel like you have a bandolier of rockets ready to roll. You know, the cacos, I mean, as you see, they're not that tough, like in and of themselves, but they demand your attention. You know, they're up above you, they're shooting down at you. They're slow, but they keep moving. They keep trying to find you. And I really think of the cacos as like distractions. They will distract you from other grounded enemies. Just always got to be aware of level geometry, other enemies, your positioning when you're aiming at cacos. And there's another one. Just want to make sure I don't get surprised by any enemies still lingering around. Case in point. Just when I thought I'd taken out all the cacos. Okay, here we go. Getting into the main chamber. Oh. Interesting, one door triggers both doors. This is a cool vibe. Yeah, love the skybox, love the lightning and thunder, the distant mountains. Okay, we got a face puzzle coming up. Gotta deal with this arachnotron first. It's never a secret when one of these guys is around. They're so loud. Just trying to catch the edge of that hitbox. Oh, I got zombies on the other side of this room too. Guess you're tempted to really rush in here, but I know better. There we go. Oh boy, hit scanners indeed. Taking a bit more damage than I would like in this level. Definitely want to grab these health bonuses. It does feel like there's health and armor bonuses just strewn all over the place, which is appreciated, but there's a really high enemy count in these maps too, so... Okay. I need to go back and check. So rightmost is like the super skull. There we go. Middle one is the Cthulhu looking thing. I guess they're horns, not tendrils, but it makes me think of Lovecraft. And then that one's the face. Here we go. There's our blue key. Knew it. Knew it. God. Not bad enemy placement though when you think about it. I mean, 2 Hell Knights, two Hell Knights and a couple Pinkies. Again, Pinky's not that threatening. One direct blast with the super shotgun will drop them. But just having a couple Pinkies charging at you, knowing they're running around the arena, where you've got 2 Hell Knights trying to blast you with fireballs from across the room. I mean, that's the thing, like, the Doom enemy AI is so simple yet so good. It's any 2 or 3 pieces on the board makes for a fun time. I think we're getting pretty close to the exit here. Limbs and guts hanging on hooks. Love it. Again, just don't want to miss this ammo. It's here, it's free. Might as well take it. So, okay, that extends our bridge to the exit. I kind of just want to make sure there's not a secret by dropping down one of these chutes. I'm too tempted. Okay, yeah, it just brings me back down into this waterway. Not a big deal, just run around. Wanted to make sure. I like this layout. I like the symmetry. Elevators, bridges. This is a cool exit room. Okay. Another one down. Cold grounds, 100%. Ooh, 98. Oh, no secrets. All right, slightly longer. It was about a 20-minute map for me. Wretched Vats. Let's go. Oh, I like this starting room. Now this opening room makes me think of even simpler. I gotta be honest, I don't really remember this level at all. I kind of remember this opening room, but that's about it. All right, so we got a couple red doors. Ooh, lots of imps. Imps in cages again. We'll take some bullets and some body armor. Boy, there's a lot of items at the start of this level. All right, so we only have one door we can go through. Oh, I almost didn't notice that specter right away. Digging the pools of blood. There's an option in Doom 64 to toggle between red and green blood, of course. And I usually just have it set to green. It's something about this game. Green blood just makes sense. This level's feeling pretty claustrophobic already. Lost Souls will make any room feel small, though. It's kind of clever that we started with that big open space, and now it's just been all claustrophobic interiors since. Yeah, I really have almost no memory of this level. We will take some chain gun ammo, though. The chain gun is so useful for stun locking enemies like Kakos and pain elementals. Lots of items. Always makes you a little nervous too when you go into a room. There's tons of items waiting for you. Oh, nice. Find some meat. I can do that. Now, I love when you pick up a chainsaw and you immediately have something to use it on. That was a secret, though. It'd be pretty easy to miss that. The double-bladed UAC chainsaw. Nothing else really in here, from what I can tell. Lots of hanging meat, lots of body horror. Yeah, this is a very tight level. Even something about descending that staircase feels uncomfortable. These are tight quarters for a Hell Knight, as evidenced by that blast to the face. I don't like the look of this. There, yeah. I knew it. Strafing is so key in classic Doom for dodging projectiles. Whether you're playing on a keyboard or a controller, always useful having your left and right strafe inputs bound to convenient places. Because sometimes when you're just free moving, you're kind of going forward and backward. It can be a little clumsy, a little unwieldy. Sometimes you just need that perfect left to right movement. Oh, here's the specters. Yeah. I think there's more. Yep. Man, those Nightmare Inn projectiles are fast. Ugh. I feel like I'm playing a little sloppy on this level so far. Taking a bit too much damage. Oh, I remember this room. This is a really interesting room. The exit is located in this room, but there's quite a bit we have to do before we can get to it. I actually kind of like that when an exit appears earlier in a level, like you get to put your eyes on the exit. Because it just implies, hey, you'll be back here. You will be back here. This level's going to turn in on itself, and something about the colors and textures in this room too just feels kind of hard to spot. I mean, the arachnotrons are always easy to spot, but yeah, I mean these cages with the bars, it's everything's just camouflaged to a degree. There's a lot of that in the lost levels. Which that's always an interesting aspect of even John Romero's sigil expansions. Oh, that was stupid. For Doom 1, or really any modern WADs for the classic Doom games. I mean, there's all kinds of modern toolkits and assets that just weren't available back in the 90s. But I think for more kind of purely or authentically designed maps, like maps that feel like they could have almost been in one of the base games. It's always really interesting to see. Yeah, see, we can drop that first red set of bars, but we're going to need the blue and yellow keys yet. But yeah, it's always interesting to see how people, after so many years, people just come up with new and creative ways to use existing assets. Oh man, this room is ridiculous. Oh, if I can pin myself in this corner, I can take out the pinkies without the imps being able to hit me. Yikes. This room is sweaty. Yeah, it's just fun to see that kind of innovation. It's like, hey, this is the same toolkit we had, 25, 30 years ago. But it's marinated with the community for so long that people just come up with clever applications of enemies and textures. Okay, can't hit that button until we have the blue key. Okay, so that, I guess that's gonna pop that door. So that comes later. So I probably need to go back into the main chamber and go across the way. I don't have a ton of options here, so this has to be it. Oh, nice. Double kill. The bookshelves are just a fun asset. Next to one of these smoldering braziers, it just feels like you're in a wizard's or mad scientist's lab or something. Oh, I love that. Getting crushed by the door. Berserk is cool because once you pick up the Berserk power-up, even after the effects on your screen fade away, you still retain the benefits of the power-up throughout the duration of the level. So at any point, I can go back to fists and have that extra power. I do remember this room, this rotunda. Yep. I think there's a couple cacos outside of it. See, again, a lot of playing around with windows and just complicating things with lines of sight. I think that's what's fun about this Lost Levels pack, because all these levels were designed by Kaiser, by one person, versus just playing like a one-off WAD. As you go through the levels, you start picking up on like the vision and the preferences of the person who laid out the maps. And yeah, again, the windows, the lines of sight, the camouflaging, the cages, the nightmare imps. Yeah, it's cool. Whereas you play one map, even if you really enjoy it, you might not get a good sense of that map maker's style unless you play more of their maps. And I mean, it's the same way in like the base campaigns, like especially in like Doom 1 and 2, you really start to pick up on like, oh, okay, here's how Romero likes to design levels. Here's how Sandy Peterson likes to design levels. And you sort of find whose levels are your personal favorite. Yeah, I knew that was I knew that was going to be a monster closet or something. A lot of ammo. We'll take it. Oh, I remember this. Oh, Jesus. You just gotta go for it. Yep. Oh, so evil. Jesus. Oh, that imp is being, oh, the ceiling is coming down. I didn't even notice that because I ran out of the room as quickly as I could. I wonder if I can lure him under that smasher. Oh, beautiful. Oh, what? It didn't even kill him? Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I thought that would have just crushed him. The traps and the enemy placements, I mean, I would say in this level it feels a little heavy-handed for my taste, but if you're not heavy-handed enough and a level feels too easy and too simplistic, you'll get knocked for that. So it's always a tricky balance. Oh, yep, this is the room I want. This is the room with the blue bars that we couldn't get through earlier. Here we go. It's been a minute since I've saved, so I'm going to pop a quick save. Just in case. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm glad I did. I can already tell this is going to be a mess. Okay, so there's the yellow key. Can't get to it. Couple arachnotrons. I can already see the nightmare imps. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm always down for a challenge, but I do think that this level's maybe just a little too ganky for my taste. I mean, I like the variation from going through these claustrophobic hallways into a larger combat arena like this. And there's a lot of, you see like the pillars, and there's a lot of level geometry you can use to your advantage, you can use defensively. Yeah, just being honest, I think at this point through the map pack, I'm starting to feel like, okay, all right, we've had quite a few combat arenas at this point. Where we've been surprised by a mob of nightmare imps and hell knights. Yeah, I don't know. The traps are tough. Like, traps can be interesting. Traps can keep you engaged. Like I was saying earlier, traps can really keep you on your toes in a good Doom map. I think they can be overused, though. I think especially like after all these years and all these games, like, yeah, if you play classic Doom, there's a good chance when you pick up a key or you pick up an item or something, you're gonna trigger a mob. You're gonna trigger a trap. I'm almost more into there just being a room full of enemies to begin with. I don't know, like, yeah, the traps and the surprises can almost ironically become predictable. But I mean, hey, it's a little bit of scrutiny, but I'm still really enjoying these levels. Yeah, I think it's been like 5-6 months since I've played Doom 64, so this is a nice way to kind of get back into the swing of things. I like the lighting here too. This is cool. Feels like there should be a shortcut or a secret or something around here. There probably is. I don't know if I have the patience right now to look around for it. Man, it seemed like more arachnotrons. We got to battle our way out of here too. think, maybe a room like this is overstaying its welcome just a little bit. I mean, I could probably move through it even quicker. I'm trying to take my time, take out all the enemies, pick up as many items as I can, but there's probably a sweet spot there too with like, how long are you containing the player in a single arena or room? I think keeping the player moving is, I mean, I always enjoy that. I like that feeling of motion and movement. And there hasn't been a lot of downtime. There hasn't been a lot of, I guess, like negative space, so to speak, in these levels, which I think in a level like Plant Ops, you don't need it as much. But in a level like this, it's like, man, the occasional empty hallway would actually go a pretty long way because you're anticipating there to be a trap or a mob. And I mean, what if you just walked in a hallway and there's nothing, for a good 10, 15 seconds? Okay. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Feels like there could be a secret around here, but I don't know that I care. Probably my least favorite level so far, Wretched Vats. Okay, I missed a couple enemies, missed a couple items. Wonder which enemies I missed. I do like the length though, like 10 to 20 minutes. That's kind of ideal for me. Thy glory. Okay. We are deep in hell now. This is kind of a cool opening arena. I like this. I've always wanted to get into map making myself, and if I did, I would definitely make maps in either Doom 64 or Quake 1. It's just so time consuming. You gotta be pretty careful about what you spend your time with in life, I feel. Like, you gotta be you have to be careful what you get good at and how and where you allocate your time. And I don't know. I feel like I have so many competing priorities and interests, and just trying to find time throughout a given week to turn off my brain and enjoy some games. Just that can be a challenge. So you add like content creation on top of that, maintaining like a YouTube channel or something like that. So now there's like 2 gaming related priorities. And then if you add like map making on top of that, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just always struggled to justify the time suck, but I don't know. I would love to do it. I would love to put together a little map pack, even just 4 or 5 maps. I guess the closest I've come is I'm a huge Mario Maker fan. Particularly Mario Maker 2. I've like built, as the game encourages you to do, I've built like my own Mario game within Mario Maker 2. It's not 100% done. I mean, it's something I've been chipping away at on and off for years. But I just know, through my enjoyment of something like Mario Maker, it's like, oh yeah, if I got out Trench Broom, or like one of the map making tools and just went really deep, I would love it. I would have so much fun. But yeah, just to date have not been able to justify like I said, the time suck. But I just love the fact that these games though are as old as they are. I mean, even Doom 64, right? It came out in 97. We're in 2024 now. This game is 27 years old, and there's still a community and a very real and alive fandom around this game, and all the classic Doom games, all the classic id games. And Doom 64, technically a midway game, It's Doom 64 is one of those really, really rare instances of an outside studio taking over an existing IP and actually doing it justice. I mean, that's so rare, right? And if you're a fan of a franchise or a series or something, and you hear that like a new studio is coming in to make the next entry, most of us just automatically get sort of nervous and we're skeptical about that. I think I ran through here a few times and I missed that button. I just have to figure out what that button does, because those are blue doors. Oh, okay. I get to chatting and I totally lose sight of what I'm doing in the game, but yeah, I mean, Midway, in my opinion, they did such a wonderful job with the Doom IP, and it's kind of interesting to me how some people knocked it, back in the day when it came out. It had sort of a mixed reception. Like a lot of people loved it, but a lot of people are like, this is it's just more of the same. This isn't like pushing the boundaries enough. And I certainly don't feel that way, and I actually feel it was this game is so different than Doom 1 and 2. And I love the ways in which it's different. I think it freshens up, the Doom franchise quite a bit. And I think most people consider this to be, I'm not saying like Doom 3 isn't, like should be discredited or doesn't count or something, but this is the real Doom 3. Like Doom 1, 2, and 64, that's the original classic Doom trilogy. 3 is its own thing. 3 is like a reboot. 3 isn't a bad game. Not at all. I actually think it's like a very, especially for the time, like it was a technical showpiece. I think it's a very well-made game. And I think it probably went a long way in influencing the Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff like that. But it's just a very different kind of game. So Doom 3 has always been a weird one for me, in that I can appreciate it for what it is, and I don't think it's a like poorly made game or anything like that. It's just not what I look for in a Doom game. It's not what I expect from a Doom game. Oh, finally the Mancubi show up. It just kind of occurred to me. It's like, we haven't seen a Mancubus yet. I mean, what is this, the fourth map here? Just saw our first Mancubus. But I kind of like that, Mancubus are special enemies. Just big tanks. They wouldn't feel as special if, right away on the first map, like if Plant Ops was jam-packed of Mancubi. Is that the plural? Mancubuses? Mancubi? It's probably Mancubi. I don't know. Yeah, so like Doom 3 is kind of a reboot of the franchise, and then Doom 2016 is yet another reboot. I definitely enjoyed 2016 more than Eternal. I was really smitten with Eternal when it came out. But the more I've played it, and I think the more time that's passed, it's like, again, it's kind of like what I was saying about 3. Like, I actually think Eternal is a pretty innovative, pretty interesting FPS game. But is it an effective Doom game? I don't know. I think 2016, it feels like, was a little bit more like 2016 is cool because it has a foot in both worlds. It has a foot in classic and modern Doom. 2016 just feels a little more tethered to like this game, whereas Eternal's very much its own thing. And I do think at first the combat, just the speed and the kind of the flair to the combat in Eternal, it's I don't know how to get these platforms to drop down. Oh. But yeah, like Eternal has so much pizzazz, so many bells and whistles that it, when you first start playing it, you're like, whoa, this makes Doom 2016 seem kind of slow and boring by comparison, right? But I mean, at least that's how I felt at first. But then the more I played it and the more time that passed, it's like, yeah, on the surface, it is a little flashier and it seems a little more exciting than 2016. But, that's not the only thing that matters in a Doom game. I mean, it's about the art direction. It's about the music. It's about the pacing of combat and the level design itself. And yeah, I think just for me personally, Doom 2016 just scratches my Doom itch a little bit more. I'm realizing I'm just bouncing back and forth. Okay. Just trying to understand how this room works, where there are secrets, if there are any. Okay, so there's the yellow key. Okay, so that seems like a secret. But what did it just open? I heard it open something. Oh, shoot that. Beautiful. I'm so curious to see what it does next. I have to admit, I'm a little sour on it since the Marty Stratton, Mick Gordon stuff. That all really rubbed me the wrong way. I guess I didn't have any strong feelings about Marty Stratton prior to that, so I don't want to say like he lost my respect because I don't know that he had earned it in the first place, but I don't know. I'm on Team Mick all the way. Yeah, it's hard to say what's going on over there. Like the id Software in the 90s. That studio doesn't exist anymore, right? That the name exists, but that studio doesn't exist anymore. The studio that exists today is very different. It's large. It's corporate. It's owned by ZeniMax. It's just a totally different thing. So, it's always a bummer, when you hear that a studio you have an affinity for is like maybe not treating their people so great. It's like, yeah, it sucks. I guess some people it's like, well, separate the art from the artist, but yeah, I don't know, in some cases. Okay, so I can hit the buttons without being on the platforms. So if I hit this one, I can go over here and grab the ammo. Ride this up, hit this one. Okay, so it's like you have to do this as a sequence. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe not being as hot on Eternal as some people are, definitely wouldn't say like it disappointed me. It's just not exactly what I want in a Doom game, just selfishly. And then the Marty Stratton stuff, it's like, yeah, it has affected the way I perceive the studio. But I mean, I'm not going to be able to resist, playing whatever they put out next. And as I've said before, I kind of hope they're rebooting Quake. I think there's some hints that might be what they're doing. But even then, like if they give Quake the 2016 Doom 2016 treatment, and there's that thing where it's like, yeah, they'll probably never be able to recapture the vibe of the original game. id has never been able to do that. Like Quake 2 is it's a competent FPS game. Like it's a good FPS game, but it's, in my mind, it doesn't hold a candle to Quake 1, in terms of art direction, the arsenal, like just the weapons in the game, enemy design, all that stuff. So yeah, it would be cool to see Quake come back, but what kind of Quake would we be getting? Would they just bastardize Quake? And who else would they have to abuse? If Mick Gordon's allegations can be believed, what other employees or contractors would they have to abuse to get that game done? I don't know. there's all kinds of issues. I mean, there's good and bad in the gaming industry today, but the classics are always there for us. You know, anytime you want, you can fire up a game like Doom 64, and you know, I guess in a way, a kind of escape to another time and place. Oh my God, what was that? Okay. I'm talking too much. I'm getting sloppy. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I feel like I'm running around in circles. This map does feel like it's meant to be a little bit of a labyrinth, though. It's meant to be a little confusing. Everything kind of looks the same. I am overall enjoying this more, though, than Wretched Vats. Not crazy about that map. But I'm cool with this level. I'm enjoying this. I feel like one of these yellow wall panels must activate something. There must be a secret somewhere. Oh, I was trapped in that little corner I couldn't strafe. Which, I mean, I always keep an eye on like what's coming out, and I certainly have like the studios that I follow and the studios that I'm most interested in these days. But I definitely am one of those people who plays more old games than new games. I mean, an old game could be a game that came out 5-10 years ago, or it could be, something like this. It could be a game from the 90s. I'm just not the type of person where like, oh, I'll play through a game once and enjoy it, but then be done with it and move on and never think about it again. I'm just not that kind of person. When I find anything in life that I like, I'm that way with music too. When I find anything I enjoy, oh God, I'm really cramped in here. Gotta make a move. When I find anything I enjoy, I love going back to it, and I find value and I find new meaning in like revisiting art or games or music of any kind that I enjoy. And yeah, like we all have, some of us more than others, but we all have like a finite amount of time that we could game during a week or month or whatever. And yeah, with the finite amount of time I have to play games, I often have the most fun and get the most enjoyment out of revisiting my favorites. Versus just playing a new game just for the sake that it's a new game, right? It's like, but I think that's what's so cool about the classic id games is because back in these days, like id was just releasing source codes willingly, gladly to their communities of their games and being like, yeah, just go crazy. Like, here's a base campaign from us, but y'all can go crazy now and make your own maps and do your own thing. And because that community because that community is still so alive today, you can still enjoy these old games, but have fresh content for them if that's what you want, or you can be the one to make that new content. You can build your own maps. So yeah, it's amazing. I think sometimes it just isn't emphasized enough how unique it is. id willingly releasing the source code to their games. I think especially in this day and age when so many companies are trying to shut down, fan projects and mods and things like that. Yeah, I mean, the original id software. Oh boy, this is not ideal. Gotta bring this paint elemental down fast. Chain gun's definitely a good tool for the job. This is a bit sweaty. But yeah, like that original id software studio, I mean, they were like rebels. They were like a punk rock band or something. And they just operated by different standards, and they had different expectations, and they had a very different relationship with their community and their fans than most devs and publishers do today. But Yeah, it can't be overstated, like, how important them releasing their, basically just giving their fans and their players the blueprint. Like, how transformative that was just for gaming in general, not just for the sort of Doom or Quake communities, but just like the ripple effect that had on gaming in general. I did a podcast here on the channel a couple years ago with Amorpher, who's a well-known member of the Doom 64 community, runs the Doom 64 Discord, and I remember us talking about that a bit. Like, if you discover or rediscover one of these classic id games years and years later, and you want more, there's just so much content, there's so many resources, there's so many people in the community who will just gladly point you in the right direction, hook you up with what you need. Yeah, it's such a cool community. It really is. Okay, so I gotta figure out how to lower this platform. I'm sure it's something obvious I'm missing. I wasn't sure if I could just kind of hop over to the blue key, but apparently there must just be a button I've missed. There's a switch or something that I haven't hit yet, and it's probably painfully obvious where it's located, but when I get to talking and I've maybe played this level once, yeah, I'm going to get sidetracked. Yeah, I'm clearly looking for a switch. I'm clearly looking for a switch, and it's somewhere in this area, and I've probably walked by it and not even realized that I was walking by it. Thanks for bearing with me. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Hmm. I'm gonna pop a quick save here. Um, hmm. Trying to mentally retrace my steps here as well as literally retrace my steps. I'm gonna kick myself when I figure this out. I mean, I know where I go as soon as I get the blue key. I just have to find the switch to lower that platform. That's all I need. God, I feel like it's right in front of me, too. I mean, all I can think is to go back. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. That shouldn't have been so hard. Oh, well. Oh, man. Cool. Oh no. Oh no. For a second, I was sure I was going to die there. All right, Tara, get your head back in the game. Let's go get this blue key. And naturally, more spawns. What do we got this time? Yep, got to go back over here. Go through the blue door. Finally, got a teleporter. And a door. Oh, okay. I know where I am. Oh, right. There were these two doors. Okay. Always love that. That never gets old, hearing that crunch sound. This level also is doing a pretty good job of kind of turning back on itself. It feels small, I think just because of where certain doors have been placed. This room seems suspicious. I don't know if I want to go down into that blood sewer right now. Oh, I didn't even notice these guys. Oh, they're everywhere. So it seemed like in that previous room I need to... There must be like a button or something. I might have no choice but to go down here. This feels like a chainsaw situation. Yeah, I just knew, based on the layout of this room, there were going to be pinkies. Not only is it fun to slice them up with a chainsaw, but you're saving ammo. You're saving valuable ammo that you really don't need to spend on pinkies. I mean, it can be pretty fun to blast a pinky point-blank range with your super shotgun, but you really don't need to. Those super shotgun rounds are better spent on another enemy type. Baron of Hell. I heard something shooting at me. Pretty nice design on this level. Overall, though, I'm digging it. Oh, one more pinky. Again, it feels like a hallmark of this map pack is the use of really deep interior spaces where you are shooting at enemies from really far away, enemies are shooting at you from really far away. I would imagine it's tempting, you know, if you're doing interior spaces as a map maker, yeah, to just make everything pretty confined and claustrophobic. And yeah, I'm impressed. Here we go. I'm impressed by the interiors in the last levels. This map's fun too. It kind of has like a open air vibe, which is funny to say about a location in hell. A little al fresco. But yeah, it feels like you're inside, you're outside. There's ceilings, then there's no ceiling. You see the flames of hell. And then you don't, and then you do. See, I like little areas like this. See that stretch? I guess it's because I already took out some of these guys, but there's like no enemies right here. And the key disappears. Okay. But just roaming around a level with some breathing room, you know, hearing that dark ambient soundscape in the background, it's really effective. I think if I were making maps, I would prioritize that in every map I made. I would make sure there was at least one stretch of Yeah, again, like negative space, to use an art term, like just breathing room, no action. There's that great Miles Davis quote about sometimes the importance of music doesn't come from the notes you do play, but the notes you don't play, the silence. Oh, man. All right. I had a bad feeling about this room, but hence the quick save, but it didn't turn out to be too bad. I have to think we're getting near the end of this one. Oh, I was trapped against that pillar. I couldn't strafe. Oh, of course. I actually don't mind that exit trap. That was pretty unexpected. You just look at these paint elementals, and they're just abominations. They're about as vile as any enemy design, I think, in any Doom game ever. Ooh. Might have done it? Yeah, that might be it. Okay. Oh, I hear something's still growling at me. Where is it? I'm gonna try to get 100%. Eh, good enough. What do we got? 98. Yeah, there might have been one enemy there at the end. I just didn't know where it was. 94%, 40%. Yeah, 30-minute level. Final Judgment. Let's go. This is going to be the Resurrector arena. We got the Unmaker. We got our BFG. We got everything. You know, this level isn't messing around with this this kind of loadout at the beginning. I do vaguely remember this level, though. And I think I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to hit this invulnerability power-up, hit the switch, and rush the Cyber Demon. Now, the Cyber Demon's rockets and my own rockets are going to cause a lot of movement, so I'm trying to put my back against this wall. I'm looking for the animation where he throws his head up. There it is. Well, I gotta move. I kind of can't believe I didn't die coming out of that. This is madness. This is so crazy. Literally every enemy type. As always, the key is to just keep moving. Now that the Cyber Demon's down, gotta get the paint elementals. And probably the Arachnotrons and then the Nancubi. This is nuts. This is nuts. I think I enjoy this final level more than the final level in the actual base game. I don't know, something about the arena, something about this mix. Just a little more enjoyable. I like that you can pick up these power-ups too. It just feels good. It feels good to, after everything you've endured, to be fully invulnerable and just lay into these demons. I know there's still a lot of ammo around if I need it. So yeah, the deal is I need to get 3 keys. 3 keys will open this gate and unleash the Resurrector, the final boss. I want to say one of the keys also unlocks or causes another cyber demon to spawn in. I'm almost positive there's a second cyber demon. Nice. Oh, not nice. Thread the needle. Oh, jeez. I'm lucky I didn't die there. Oh. I'm trying to conserve my rockets for that second cyber demon. And then I'll use the BFG on the Resurrector. Not now, though. Okay, here's one of the keys. Whatever it is, it doesn't belong in this world. Alright, so that's our first key. 2 more, and yeah, one of those should spawn the cyber demon. Yeah, the keys are kind of tucked away into these rooms around the perimeter of the arena. So I just have to keep popping in and grabbing them. Here's the next one. It must do something. I'm not going to use it yet, though. So I don't know if it's the... I mean, I guess once you activate the third one, that would make the Resurrector come out. So the second one must be the Cyber Demon. That key's behind me. I'm just checking things out here. You have a feeling that it wasn't meant to be touched. Oh, what? So just picking up the key makes the Cyber Demon spawn. Alright, so kind of the same deal. I'm going to try to pin my back against a wall here as much as I can. And just lay into him with rockets. Just watching for that animation where he throws his head back. This really puts into perspective what kind of health pool a Cyber Demon has. There we go. Nice. I'll probably just survey things one more time, make sure it's not another invulnerability power-up laying around. Got the Mega Armor, we'll take that. Supercharge. All right, let's do this. Where is she? There she is. Beautiful. That's it. 100% kill. 87% items. Okay. Final judgment finished. You had not expected to be torn from hell so soon after your fateful decision. Getting back there was your only concern. The plans of the Sister Resurrector to exterminate you have failed. A grim vision takes hold of your mind as the demon carcasses steam in your wake. Stretched before you is a path of perpetual torment, a path through doom. Yeah, so we're back. We're back in hell for good. I love this too. Kind of the credits, getting to see all the baddies, and manually you get to shoot them. So we got the zombies, we got the shotgun guys, imps, nightmare imps, saw plenty of them. The demons, or pinkies, specters, the dreaded lost souls, good old cacodemons. Love that design. The grunting Hell Knights, and then I'm guessing the Barons of Hell. The Arachnotron. The Pain Elemental. Such a crazy design. And I'm guessing the Mancubus, and then probably the Cyber Demon. Yeah. So there is technically one more level. Panic. So I'm going to go into features and probably just warp to this level. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's okay. I'll just bring the menu back up. Yeah, I'm guessing it might be the very last level. Yep, Panic. Considered one of the fun levels. I remember this, and it's... oh, God. Yeah, there's like a handful of these quote-unquote fun levels. There's like 6 or 7 of them, I think, counting Panic in the game. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're just like short, weird, trolly, kind of like meme levels. Yeah, this is ridiculous. So all I really have is the rocket. Yeah, oh my God. So I basically just have the rocket launcher and the BFG. There's all the ammo you could want, I guess. But it's not even the Arachnotrons, it's these Mancubus projectiles coming out of the walls. There's like no safe place. I mean, I'm sure there's a tried and true strat for this level, but I don't know that I care to figure that out. This is honestly horrible. It's just a meme level. This might be worse than Hectic, because this isn't even interesting. It's feel like I'm actually getting somewhere this time. At some point, Cyber Demons should spawn in. Maybe once you clear the Arachnotrons. I probably should have just stopped at Final Judgment. It's going to leave a bad taste in my mouth after what was otherwise a great map pack. But it's technically part of the last level, so I figured I should do it. Okay, so here come the Cyber Demons. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Let's go again. I'm dead. Okay, all right. We're going to take a slightly different approach this time. We're going to go back to our handy-dandy features menu, and we're going to enable all weapons, and we're going to enable a health boost. We're going to level this stupid playing field. And we're going to start with the big friendly gun. Yeah. Delete. Delete. Be missing a couple. Cyber Demons on the way. Gotta be ready for them to spawn, apparently right behind me. Oh, yeah, and they're teleporting around. It's not just bad enough they're here, they're just teleporting around and can show up behind you. I'm just going invulnerable. I just want to put it, I want to bring an end to this. This isn't fun. Okay, see you around. And where's your buddy? Where's your buddy? Hello. All right, is that it? That's it. What an essential addition. Beautiful. That's how you 100% panic. You just enable cheats. Well, despite that last map, this was a fun 2 hours with one of my all-time favorite FPS games. The Lost Levels is a really well-designed map pack. I'm glad I replayed it after 4 years now. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching and listening. Like I said earlier, I got lots more Doom and Quake content here on the channel if you're interested. Also down in the video description, I'll put links to my Discord server. Feel free to come on over and talk games, as well as my Patreon page. I have multiple tiers and lots of perks, an exclusive newsletter, regular Patreon-only podcasts, early video previews, and by being a member, you unlock a huge archive of exclusive content from me. So go check that out at patreon.com/terapop, and thanks again for watching. I'll catch you next time.